Hey friends, I wanted to send home a video real quick that will be of assistance to you during the Friday remote work. There's a yellow sheet and it says addition strategies on one side, subtraction strategies on another. I'm going to send home a separate video with the subtraction strategies that go in detail. Please keep this sheet. It's a great reference sheet. Keep it in a safe spot. Use it from time to time. This is not the only time, of course, that we're going to be doing addition and subtraction. So if you have an issue with, any of the addition strategies, if you need a separate video, I'll be glad to make one. But I did make one for the subtraction videos. It's going to go home through Dojo. Please share with your children. It will be beneficial to them because we don't have any of this hammered in yet. I'm sending home as remote homework. This sheet, there's two problems on the front, two problems on the back. On the first side, you need to add to find the sum. The sum is the answer when you add. So use that terminology, the word sum. And it says show at least two strategies. Be very careful not to teach the children yet on how to do an algorithm where you add up the 5 plus 7 and you get 12, drop the 2 and carry the 1. 1 plus 6 plus 2, you get 9 in the tens column. They learn this in third grade. The reason why we don't do it in second grade is because they learn to memorize the algorithm and they don't know why they're doing it. If they can build that number sense now in second grade, it will be beneficial for them to have, you're building that solid number sense foundation now. They get a better idea of what those numbers mean. The 6 is worth 60. The 5 is worth 5. The 2 is worth 20. The 7 is worth only 7. So by breaking these numbers apart and adding up the value of each one of those digits, they're learning that number sense. So we put it on top of each other because you're adding like things. You're adding the ones all together. You're adding the tens all together. And once they get how much the tens are and the ones are, this becomes mental math. Every bit of it is basically mental math. And this becomes, you can write your answer 92, and that, of course, is in the sum. So number 1 and number 2, you're doing addition. On the back, you're doing the opposite. You're subtracting to find the difference, which is the answer when you subtract. Show at least two strategies. Again, please use that yellow sheet and the video that I send home. Sorry, it's having a hard time focusing. The video that I send home is going to be explaining these different strategies. Pick at least two to answer, whatever the children are familiar with best, whatever they're most comfortable with. There's a second sheet. Again, this one only had 4 problems: 2 addition on one side, 2 addition on the back of subtraction. The sheet that I'm sending home, this is very similar to what they would see on a state test. Same type problem. It says on the playground, Grace threw the ball 3 more feet than Ella. Grace threw the ball 21 feet. How far did Ella throw the ball? In this section, you're to write an actual equation that represents the problem. An equation is nothing more than a number sentence, like blank plus blank equals the whole, or a number subtract another number equals the difference. Then they have to solve it. I gave this part as a big, huge hint. We've talked about this in class. It's called a bar model. And you're going to label the parts. Whoever had the most, you're going to put at the top with that number. Whoever had the least, you're going to label it at the bottom and put that number. The change is like how many more, how many less, how many fewer. So looking back at the problem, the things that we know is that Grace threw the ball 3 more times than Ella. So Grace did the most. So that means she's going to have the label at the top one because she did the most. Ella will be at the bottom. Grace threw the ball 21 feet. Okay, we know how many Grace did. She did 21. Ella, we have to figure out how far did Ella throw the ball. We have no idea. That's the part that we need to identify. We need to answer. So you notice that I underline, I tell the boys and girls to underline what we know, circle what we don't know. So in the bar model, Grace did 21. Ella is what we're trying to figure out. So I'm going to put a question mark in that side. Okay, and it says how far did Ella throw the ball? We don't know, but we do know Grace threw the ball 3 more times than Ella. So that is the change, 3 more. So I tell the boys this looks like a number bond with the part whole. So on this side, 21 is the whole. That's the whole bar. Ella, we're trying to figure out. And then the change would go in that area. Part, whole. Part, whole. So now my boys and girls, when they do this, they know where the math signs go. You add the two parts together. You subtract from the top down. So now you can figure out your equations. So you could use the equation of 21 subtract 3 equals the unknown. Or you could say 3 plus the unknown equals 21. You could use a number line and start at 21 and count backwards 3 to get the answer. Or you could start at 3 and count all the way up to 21 to get the answer. Either way, they need to show their work down below. They can use a number line or they can do a drawing, whatever to explain. Okay, so that sets them up, and that kind of explains to you what we're doing in class as far as using a bar model. It makes it really easy. You know where the parts go. And then a number bond, it helps us set up for the equation. On the back, some fish are swimming in the stream. We don't know how many are swimming. 23 fish swam away, and then there were 31 fish swimming in the stream. So that's how many are left. How many fish were swimming in the stream before? So we don't know. That part is unknown. There were some fish swimming there, and then 23 fish swam away. So we're going to subtract the 23 that swam away. Equals how much is left would be the 31. So these are two parts. So again, if I'm doing a number bond, I do not know how many I started with, but I do know if I have the two parts, which is 23, the part that swam away, and 31 is the part that we have left. Now you can figure out a different equation and make it a whole lot easier to solve. Now you're trying to find the whole. Okay, I know this video is fast, but I wanted it to be helpful for the remote learning. Please share this with your child, maybe even watch it together, work out the problems together. If you have any questions, you can let me know through Dojo. I can send additional videos if needed. I appreciate you staying with me and watching. Have a great day.